that happy with the Viking!
You know, that ooh shit is really annoying and stupid sounding. Do you ghost people really have to do that?
I'm sorry, man. It's part of the job. I don't like it either, but the powers that be will ride my ass if I don't preface this whole meeting thing with a spooky ghost crap. And also, I'm not technically a people.
I see. So you're a rabbit. And what manner of ghost are you?
I'm the ghost of Christmas combat!
Uh-huh. And what does a little bunny rabbit know about kicking ass?
Hey, ever seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Truth in television, my friend. Give me a running start and I'll tear you in half. No problem.
Sure. Whatever. Just tell me why you're here.
I'm here to talk about the wondrous world of violence and why everyone loves it, especially you metalheads. The power, the fame, the feeling of victory on the battlefield, and whatever it is that motivates your grievous acts of violence.
I take exception to that. You see, I'm not violent. I'm just passionate.
So, passion is what led you to steal an El Camino, rig it up like something out of Mad Max, and tear your ass down the street of Seattle?
How do you know about that?
It was on the news! You're on the FBI's 10 most wanted list!
Oh, shit, so that's why I had so much trouble booking MagFest. That's hilarious. But still, you speak the truth, talking biker rabbit. Violence, battle, and glory are awesome, and I should review a band that loves these things just as much as I do. And I have just the band. Would you care to assist me in reviewing it?
Do I look like the kind of guy that wants the FBI breathing down my neck? I shouldn't even be talking to you. Yeah, so no thanks. I'm gonna sit this one out.
Okay. Well, folks, hello once again to the Christmas Kick-Ass-a-thon, where I'm kept awake all night by ghosts who want me to review music at 4 o'clock in the goddamn morning. On the plus side, I've at least been roused from my dreams of shapely superwomen to address a subject I feel very passionate for. And that subject is battle glory. Battle glory is something very near and dear to my heart, and the band I'm reviewing has it in spades. They'll bash your skull with a club until it shines like a bloody diamond. So prepare yourselves to be decked by these woeful wreckers, these woad-covered warlords of the western wastes. Prepare yourselves for Winterhymn! Winterhymn is a big, brutal batch of brawny balls-to-the-wall barbarians full to bursting with blood and thunder. With weather-beaten armor, war paint, and weapons of +10 winning, these heavy metal minstrels are dedicated to spreading glory over you, on you, and inside every orifice they can find. Winterhymn's got more glory than they know what to do with, so they go on stage to share it with people who will certainly not survive the concert. And how could they survive when they're getting assaulted with these battering drums and these cutting riffs and these razor-sharp violin lines? If you somehow manage to survive that auditory onslaught, that simply means that you are worthy to know more about these kick-ass, sick-ass savages whose banners shine bright with the colors of their hot and heavy hard rockin' realm. And those colors are red, white, and blue because Winterhymn is one of the proud and few folk metal bands from the United States of America. Well, kiss my grits. What we got here are some pagan patriots, some cowboy conquerors, some Yankee Doodle death dealers here to spread their name and change the game. Well, let's see how all this came about. This great American saga begins in Cincinnati, Ohio back in 2010 with a small group of folk metal enthusiasts. In a country full of thrash, tech death, and prog, 4 dudes and 2 dudettes from Ohio and northern Kentucky come together to make something a little more whimsical. And they did. But they didn't just rush out willy-nilly to capitalize on what could be seen as a silly gimmick. No, they put that shit through research and development. Winterhymn devoted its time to writing songs and refining their sound. So much so that they didn't perform a live show until 1 year later. But you better believe they debuted with a bang. They made their first appearance in the Greater Cincinnati Band Challenge, a contest between unsigned bands for glory, fame, cash, merchandise, and 3 full days of recording at the local Moonlight Studios. Naturally, due to their clever Batman-like use of prep time, Winterhymn won, and Moonlight mixed, mastered, and immortalized their first album, Songs for the Slain. There you have it. It just goes to show that even though Americans don't care a lick about their own culture, they love the shit out of mine, and will write many, many kick-ass songs about it. Being part of the great big melting pot that is the United States, the members of Winterhymn have rich and diverse heritages, all of which they draw from: English, German, Nordic, Irish, Scottish, etc. Everything is fair game so long as it can be used to compose an awesome anthem to ye old ass kicking.
What's past it matters not. These plans that we have sown, 2 nights of one will rot. Tonight we wear our own.
The only culture they don't draw from is from that of their own homeland. And don't give me that bullshit about Americans not having a culture, because they do. It's just that no one cares about it. But I wouldn't mind hearing a song about, say, the Great Spirit, or the Raven Mocker, or about how much the British suck for overtaxing the 13 colonies. You know what? I would love to hear a folk metal song about Peter Francisco. That motherfucker was hardcore. A 7-foot-tall Virginian beast of a man who fought redcoats with a fucking broadsword like a really patriotic Conan the Barbarian. I think it'd be cool as hell to have a song about him blasting out during the 4th of July. Ah well, guess we'll just have to live with songs about Vikings killing people. Somehow, I think we'll do just fine. Though, I don't actually know any of the band members' heritages because they all use stage names. Like, if I met a guy named Uni Valjaka, I'd know right off the bat that they were a Finnish dude. But I don't know if the members of Winterhymn are Smiths, Schneiders, Sanchez's, or Sokolovs because they all use boss medieval-style stage names like Ulfa, Draug, Warg, Sivan, Umbriel, and Exura? Okay, now we've just gone from cultural appreciation to straight-up role-playing. Granted, these are the kinds of role-players who keep hitting natural 20s on their sick fucking song rolls, but it brings to mind an old maxim of mine, namely that metalheads are huge fucking nerds, and these guys are definitely huge fucking nerds. Case in point... They are playing a folk metal rendition of the Legend of Zelda theme song. I could just stop the review right here, because nothing I say afterwards will sell you any harder on this band. Seriously, what else need be said? I've said all the good that need be said. So, naturally, that leaves only the bad that need be said, which, like all the other bands I review, will be forced, non-committal, and sugar-coated to hell and back. But hey, them's the breaks when you're like me and do nothing but review things that are specifically exemplary. But regardless, let's light a little fire under Winterhymn's heinies in the hopes that they might reach a little higher. Now, it's a common problem with new folk metal bands where they use their folk instruments solely as accompaniment and as accent pieces. Winterhymn occasionally falls into this. good song, but the violin just sounds lethargic to me. It lacks power. You ever hear that saying, a violin sings but a fiddle dances? Yeah, I want more fiddling, more dancing, more movement. Take, for example, this song by Dalriat. That violin is hauling ass and making that guitar its bitch. I would like to see Winterhymn take a note from it and use their folk sections more aggressively. Though this might be a result of the album mixing, but I'm not sure. Also, on that note, I'm also kind of meh on the mixing done for Songs for the Slain in general. I think it's flat and kind of uneven. Some of the songs just don't have enough meat to them, I find. This is a pretty petty criticism, I know, seeing as how the band is barely 3 years old and this is their first professionally produced release. But I've heard the Moonlight Studios demo reel and they're certainly capable of making big, beefy rock songs. Despite being a top-notch recording studio, I get the impression, however, that they didn't quite know how to mix a folk metal album. Which also gets me to thinking about how Winterhymn will do in the United States, seeing as how the only other folk metal bands from there are Agalloch and... shit, maybe it's just Agalloch. Folk metal is a niche genre by itself, but it's even more niche-y in the States, and it makes me wonder if it'll be an obstacle for Winterhymn. It doesn't seem to be one right now, since every article I've read about them has had nothing but nice things to say, but whatever. I'm tired. Let's wrap this up. They're a young band, and every young band needs time to develop. But even now, Winterhymn shows great passion and great potential. Winterhymn is a killer of men, a warrior's friend, sworn to avenge its fallen brothers, and avenge it does. Like the sons of Odin, these Ohioan obliterators ride onwards into glory and carve out a niche for themselves in their brand of folk metal mayhem alongside their American peers. They play a genre with a minuscule following in their neck of the woods, and they play the shit out of it. With any luck, a few converts will come along and sing their praises to more and more people. Just as I'm doing right now. It's a long way to the top if they want to rock and roll the way they do, but I'm certain that they got the grit and the guts to climb the mountain and plant their banner at the grim, frostbitten summit. So make ready your axes, spears, and swords, and prepare for battle glory as you ride alongside these warlords of rock. I'm Happy Viking, and you've just been served another pint of fruitful, festive firewater. Now, please, let me sleep.